Hi, this is one of the group from year 2. I'm Wan Badrina and my group members are Wang and also Nur'aisyah. We are going to do a video about perspective essay. So this video will be continuing with my group member Wang explaining about the definition of perspective essay and also the point of view types.
Definition of perspective as is an opportunity to voice your thoughts and opinions on a given topic. The primary purpose of the perspective as is to express your views and then provide adequate support for those views using concrete examples, support and analysis of your opinions. It was said a perspective as, apart from readily spoiling your thoughts on things without browsing to back them up. Point of view types. First person POV. In first person narration, the narrator is person in the story, telling the story from their own point of view. Second person POV. In second person point of view, the reader is part of the story. The narrator describes the reader action, thoughts, and background using you. Third person POV. In third person POV, the narrator exerts outside the event of the story and relates the actions of the characters by referring to their name or by the third person pronouns he, she, or them.
Okay, next I will be discussing on the advantages of the perspective essay, which one of it is concise and interesting. The essay is on the short side and thus it won't be that difficult to read. Whether it is written in first, second or third point of view, it drops the reader right into the middle of things. The story is relatable and simple. By being recognizable and interesting, the essay holds the reader's attention, which is the most important thing. And the next advantage is it is a well structured. It starts out with an introduction, setting up the premise and expectations for the whole thing. The body paragraph deal with the story and serve to keep the readers hooked while expanding on the thesis statement. Finally, the conclusion brings it all together, the initial argument, the story, and ties it all together by contextualizing the thesis statement with implication from real life. That about settles it as far as proofs are concerned. Next, we will be continuing on the disadvantages of the perspective essay, which is there will be errors, much as the same for other type of essay. There will always be errors with sentence construction. As concern for the perspective essay, there are many types of point of view, which is the first POV will utilize the pronoun of I or we. And for the second POV, they will utilize the pronoun for you. And the third POV will utilize he, she, it, or they. This may be get confusing as writing it if it is not established firmly on which perspective they are going to write from the beginning. This style of writing may not be suitable for a formal article such as a research scientific paper.
Hi, my name is Nur'aisyah and I'm going to talk about how to write a perspective essay. Firstly is the introduction. In introduction, you need to explain the problem or challenges that you are addressing, including the concept, practical and methodological. So generally speaking, the more important or the more fundamental the problem is, the more harder to convince your referees that your new perspective is valid. So you need to contrast your new perspective with alternative solution or explanation. And these include the textbook explanation. So during the standard explanation, you need to be careful to avoid the misrepresenting which can cause the argument that can make your point look better. So the second point is to substantiating your new perspective. It's not enough to just state your perspective, so you need to provide the evidence to support your argument. So in this point, you don't have to be specific like referring the journal or scientific study or research. You just need a sufficient amount to support your argument. So the last point is the conclusion. After discuss the evidence, you need to outline your relative strength of your new perspective to compare with the standard perspective. Then you need to discuss the implication of your new perspective. So this is a typical U-shaped narrative structure for a perspective article, which summarizes all the points on how to write a perspective essay.
So here is an example of a perspective essay. This example has shown the technique of writing in second person point of view. This can be seen as the you pronoun is being utilized in the line 3 and onwards. This way of writing, by giving simple examples that the reader can relate with their life, will make the essay less complicated and also become more interesting. Thank you. That is all from our group. And we would like to end our video with a quote that reality can be so complex that equally valid observation from different perspectives can appear to be contradictory.